All right, there we go. Should be added to the screen. All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Bama chat. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, there we go. I'm gonna say I think Mike is connected. All right, there we go. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a fan reaction with Coach Jarek, aka Coach J. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I see the same usual suspects in the chat: Katrina Blackman, Matt Farms, Larry Large, Todd. Let's see what we got here. We got LaQuacia. LaQuacia's in the building. Matt Farms. We got Coach Mook. Coach Mook. I think Coach Mook's in the back. Shout out Taylor. Shout out Kyle Henderson. Shout out to all my coaches, including my boy Coach Mook, chilling in the back as always, kind of behind the scenes. I don't know. Coach Mook is everywhere. He's everywhere now. That dude is everywhere. I mean, that dude is like a muscle hamster. Won't stop, won't stop, and I can definitely respect it. What's going on, Mick? Mick, what's going on, brother? Roll Tide to all my brethren. But we're gonna talk about a few things. Let me just get this squared up a little quick, guys. Just get this squared up a little bit right quick. There we go. But we're gonna take a look at the freshmen. Of course, a lot of our guys, you know, they've been covering, they've been on the ground scooping, and you know, for the most part, we got some good look at our freshmen, right? Red Borgen, Jalen Mbakwe, redshirt guys like Keon Keeley, working with the defensive line a little bit. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Bama's coaching staff. Like what's the ranking, right? What do we kind of rank this coaching staff? And maybe not throughout the country, but at least through the SEC play, because that's where the majority of us is going to be contained this thing at, is going to be during SEC play. And then, of course, we're going to talk about Alabama basketball. And this is kind of what I kind of got prepared for a little bit. This is what I did a lot of research because I'm actually preparing for March Madness. Matter of fact, I think a lot of us at of course, with the Alabama football team, or with the Alabama, of course, the team, not the actual football team, but you guys know what I mean. We might be doing a March Madness bracket. We might actually be doing that. I'm trying to get that going a little bit. So we might actually be doing that. So keep an eye out for that, because that will be pretty fun if we can have like our own little bracket, of course, with a lot of you guys, us included. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, since I'm already prepping for March Madness, I'm a gambling guy, right? I like to gamble a little bit. Yeah, the Bama's basketball team is concerning, right? It's more concerning than what we're gonna than definitely than I think we're already kind of giving credit for. I mean, it's bad, right? The record's not bad. They're going to get into the tournament easily. They're going to be a threat, but we're going to talk about Bama basketball because this is appalling. Some of the stats I'm going to show you guys today. I'm going to show you guys the hidden truths behind Nate Oats, and I love Nate Oats to death, but this is absolutely disgraceful. And then we're going to talk about, can Alabama's basketball team, right? March Madness will be starting around March 19th. Hopefully they can go back to Buffalo. I would like to kind of go to a game. But we're going to talk about, can this team, can they win the tournament, right? Is this team good enough right now, this roster good enough to potentially win a national championship? So we're going to talk about all those other factors. But like I said, let's go back to the private chat. And let's kind of get some things going real quick, but stuff like that going. But
Special thanks to our sponsor, Residence in Ocean City, Maryland. Guests can book at residenceinOC.com. Use the promo code LPR for special Bama football pricing, up to 20% off. Also, go to therogueshop.com. Use the promo code BAMA. You get legal CBD. For me, personally, I like the topical oil. You know how intense my workouts are, right? So I like the topical oil. I like to rub that on my back, whatever, after those cinder blocks. So go to their website, cruise down, look through their website, and definitely check out rogueshop.com. And like I said, I like the topical. Again, the promo code is BAMA. Also, think about becoming a fan funder right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Become a part of the Undefeated as low as $2.99 a month. That's 10 cents a day. How do you do this? Make sure you're logged into your account. This is on a computer. You can also do this on your phone, and look for the tab that says membership. Once you click membership, you can see different options. You can see an upgrade button right there to the right if you want to go through the different levels. We have fan funder videos from the staff right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Very easy to navigate. Let us know if you have questions inside the comment box when trying to upgrade or renew your fan funder membership right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And of course, if you want to rock that undefeated gear, check out our merch store located at the bottom of the videos. We appreciate Patriot Life, Cynthia, Antoine, Caitlin, and to everybody else that supports us right here on Bama Football on YouTube.
All right, guys. So we are back here again. Shout out to Kyle Henderson. Shout out to the rest of the guys. And like I said, shout out to our members of the Undefeated. I know Caitlin. I know there's been a lot of stuff going on with Caitlin. Hopefully you're definitely feeling a lot better, Caitlin. But of course, shout out to all our Undefeated members, of course, that have purchased a lot of our Undefeated gear. And again, if you want to become a fan member, just make sure to hit the join button. We definitely would appreciate it. There's exclusive content. Coach Mook, me, Coach Morrell, Ty Hayes, the rest of the Undefeated family. For the most part, we're going to give you the content that you guys absolutely deserve. All right, so now so first thing we're going to talk about is the freshmen, right? What's going on with freshmen? Let's talk about freshmen. So, how are they looking? Guys like Red Morgan, guys like, of course, I'm going to include redshirt freshman Keon Keeley, who actually may work with some of the guys out there. What's going to happen with those guys? I think they look good. Again, Coach Mook, he's mentioned a lot. Jalen Mbakwe is a guy I think he's added on like an additional 10 pounds. For the most part, a lot of our guys they're for the most part, they're working a lot hard. And I think they see it as an opportunity, right? Some of my favorite guys like Xavier Brown, guys like Peyton Woodyard, right? Some of my favorite guys out there, but just some of the kind of unknown players also have they're having an opportunity to compete, right? This is going to be one of those situations, guys, where it's going to be very competitive because there's no job that's absolutely secure, right? Jalen Miro, right? As much as we love Jalen Miro, he has an opportunity. He's going to be competing for that starting job, right? With Ty Simpson and who knows, Austin Mack and Dylan Lonergan, right? That's going to be a competition. Tackle position. How much we talked about that. The tackle position has kind of been a weakness. It's kind of been a weak point for this football team. Tackle, you got guys like Miles McVay, Allen, like these are guys that are going to be competing for the job. And then of course our secondary, right? Some of our outside corners, some of our safety positions, right? These new names. Now that we've kind of switched permanently to the 4-2-5 as far as our base, right? You have like Wolf and Rover, like you have all these these different nicknames that maybe Alabama fans haven't been accustomed to, like that. That name Star is no longer. I mean, again, it's a different name, right? It's kind of similar role, but it's no longer going to be existent. At least terminology wise. So we have new terminology. We have, for the most part, we don't really have that much experience as far as playing time goes. And so this is a great opportunity for some of our young guys that were able to kind of go into camp so far, right? Where I think we're about 2 to 3 days in. A lot of these guys are already there competing. We see the size, like, Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., like I said, Red Morgan, Mincy, all these guys out there that's going to get an opportunity. Mbakwe, Keeley, a lot of these guys are going to get an opportunity. And hell, even linebacker, right? Even who's going to be fighting for that rotational spot, like our Otis Reese, true freshman. What can he potentially do to potentially try to fight to be a part of that rotation? I don't think that there's going to be that clear red shirt type position, maybe not until we get to training camp, where that's where I think you can see some inexperience really start to kind of take into play. And that's when you can start to say, okay, you know what, maybe this player needs to be red shirt. But I think everyone is competing. There is not a clear-cut guy on this roster that I think will be getting that starting job. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, we have our guys like Kobe Prentice and Kendrick Law and Jalen Miro and Tyler Booker, and the list goes on and on of names of guys that at least contributed to the team last year. But that doesn't really mean that this team is fully capped out yet, right? It's not fully there. So it's going to be competitive. It's going to be a grind. I can't wait to see it. But this was a great sign to see a lot of our young guys, a lot of our young freshmen out there on the football field. And by the way, like I said, shout out to the rest of our coaches, guys like Kyle Henderson, guys like Coach Mook. these guys are on it. These guys are there, and they're kind of giving you guys pretty much a firsthand look of what these players actually look like and how these guys can be implemented into the system, and also how what's the competition like? Are these guys fierce? Do the guys want it? And I think a lot of these guys do. This is going to be maybe the first time, and I don't know, maybe since Saban actually got there, that I think it is a free-for-all job, and these players can smell it. It's a big opportunity, and honestly, I just can't wait. I cannot wait until we get to April. But like I said, spring practice is on its way. Spring practice, well, not on its way. It's actually here, and can't wait to see what more of these young guys can do. Second thing we're going to talk about is Alabama's coaching staff. Kind of, what do we rank these guys? And this is what I'm going to ask some of you guys in chat is kind of like, where do you guys rank Alabama's coaching staff? Maybe not per se of the country, right? But let's talk about SEC play. Like, where do you guys rank them in the SEC so far? And before we kind of get to that, shout out to Todd for the most part, giving the thumbs up. Of course, Thomas E. Burton Jr. screaming the Road Top Roll from Wisconsin, which, by the way, I will be at Wisconsin. I'll be there. I'll be in that great state. I'll be in that state. I'll be there for the most part. So don't you worry about it. I'm trying to get the rest of the coaches to try to come with your boy. But yeah, shout to you guys there. But kind of, yeah, where would you rank these coaches? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where would you kind of rank these guys? Because for me, if you were to kind of ask me where I would kind of rank these coaches so far, I would say probably top 3. And that may not sound fair. That may sound, a little bit of homerism. But when you really take a look at the SEC play, even with the inclusion of Oklahoma and Texas into the mix, I still think that this is a top-ranked roster only because of the experience, only because of where these coaches have actually been and the amount of success and NFL talent that these guys have already developed already. Even though that this is a completely brand new coaching staff and that this coaching staff has to form a continuity with each other, and there's going to be some growing pains, just because of the track record that I've already seen from these guys before, I think that this is already a top 3 staff included, right? You got guys like Womack, you got guys like Nick Sheridan, who was able to kind of help develop top-level quarterbacks. We talk about the versatility of a lot of our coaching staff, guys like Coach Linguist, that's added into the mix. It's a mixture of kind of, and I'm just talking about it from a versatile standpoint. It's a combination really of, I'm trying to frame it into like a better word, putting a better word for it. And like I said, we're going to get a poll up. We're going to get that poll up for you. And like I said, you guys can hopefully, we'll be able to kind of see what you guys want to say about that. But for the most part, guys, I'm trying to think of a better word to frame it. There it is. Like, a lot of these coaches, they don't just coach one particular position or they have one particular assignment, right? These guys have coached multiple positions, and I'm talking about for years, multiple positions, right? It's a mixture of kind of youth, pretty much our oldest guy. Before Kevin Steele, Nick Saban, both these coaches, well, Nick Saban was in his 70s, but then you had a guy like Coach, Kevin Steele, who was about to enter his 70s, right? This is a coaching staff that's extremely young, but this is also a coaching staff that's extremely youthful. They're extremely hungry. And like I said, that versatility of them coaching in multiple positions, multiple roles, it really helps with each other as far as forming that continuity and getting everything kind of down packed. Now, will there be clashing of heads? Maybe, right? Because let's say you have a Coach Linguist who's the kind of a co-defensive coordinator. You have or part of it, like you have a coach like that. He coaches defensive backs, but he also has experience coaching linebackers. He also has some experience here and there coaching, not just defensive backs, but linebackers. And then of course we have our I always keep forgetting the name, but we have the coach from Wisconsin to bring over. He's going to be the co-defensive coordinator. He coached the defensive backs that helped Cincinnati get arguably the top-ranked secondary in the country, right? Two guys. One of them was drafted in the 3rd round. The other one was drafted in the 1st round, Sauce Gardner. They had 3 guys that were drafted, right? It's always going to be a clash of heads when we're talking about guys that have had success on whatever level, right? Whether if it was all the way at the top, whether it was all at the bottom, these guys have had success everywhere that they kind of been at as far as overall recruiting and development. And there's always going to be a clash of heads. There's always going to be alpha male personalities in the coaching staff. And so forming that continuity, I can understand why people will sit up here and say, well, maybe this coaching staff really isn't the best. But we'll see about it. We'll see about it. But for the most part, guys, if you're just asking me, I would probably say top 3, top 4. I would say Georgia's coaching staff is number 1. Let's just be frank. Let's just be clear. It is Georgia right now. I think Georgia's staff is really, really good. These guys have been together, snatching a guy like T-Rob. I love T-Rob, one hell of a recruiter. They probably got the best recruiting staff probably right now in the country. And yeah, that coaching staff is absolutely stacked. Second, and this is probably included, I would go with Texas. Again, nothing really, I don't think really they lost. Well, I'll stop that. They lost, Bo Davis. Bo Davis is a huge loss. Bo Davis is one of the best defensive line coaches as far as development in the country. But besides that, they didn't really lose that much, right? A lot of their coaching staff is intact. Pete Kwiatkowski's still there. We all know Steve Sarkisian's going to be the one that's calling the plays. So for the most part, 90% of their coaching staff is still intact. They got a lot of talent coming in there. This is going to be a coaching staff that knows how to develop. You don't believe them? Look at Devondre Sweat and Byron Murphy. Those guys were developed to the freaking core, and those were 3- and 2-star players. So they know how to develop. So yeah, I would say Texas number 1. I would say Texas number 2, Georgia number 1, and then I'll put Alabama at number 3. And then right behind them, you can make the argument. You can say Ole Miss. You can say Missouri. Again, one heck of a job they did last year. But it's kind of, LSU. Can't forget about LSU with Chip Kelly. A lot of that coaching staff is still really kind of put together. They upgraded their quarterback coach to the offensive coordinator. Now it's different. Again, you can personally develop a quarterback, but what are you going to be like when you're kind of calling the plays? That's the question there. And their defense was absolutely terrible. Now Chip Kelly, he revamped that coaching staff. He completely revamped that coaching staff with some credible guys. But I still would put LSU kind of in that 4th, 5th spot. But yeah, that's kind of where I would kind of have it. Now I think, can we get the poll up? Can we see if we can get the poll up? I think we got the poll up. I think we try to get that poll up to see what you guys would pretty much will try to get that vote on. I feel like coaching staff is top 3. That's what Steven Scuba said. Yeah, top 3. Top 3, of course, Brian Kelly. I'm trying to see if we can get the poll up. I don't know if I can see it. It's in my way. There it is. We got the poll up. All right. So shout out to Coach Smoo with that. So we got 36 people that have voted so far. And yeah, 80% of you guys voted top 5. 19% of you guys voted 6 through 10. And then 11. And then, of course, 11 through 20. Then 11 through 20. Of course, nobody kind of voted there. So kind of in that middle rank. So top 5 coaching staff. That's where a majority of you guys voted. And 19% of you guys, I'm actually kind of shocked by that. 19% of you guys voted that were kind of outside of that. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, shout out to the 19% of you guys that kind of voted there, because that kind of goes to show you guys that for the most part, you guys, you're not about the BS. This is a show me business. And so, hey, shout out to you guys a lot. Caitlin was one of them. Caitlin was one of them. 6 through 10. Listen, I respect it, Caitlin. I respect it. I definitely respect that. Like I said, this is, listen, I love this coaching staff. It's youthful. It has a lot of versatility, but at the same time, you're working with a lot. You got a lot of talent that's probably better than every single location you've been at. But it's a different story when you have to try to form these guys together. You're working with brand new schemes on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, brand new terminology, in a way kind of, way different playbook. And, saying like even last year, we had our struggles last year working with Tommy Reese, and we saw how that kind of was. It was kind of more of an experimental offense all the way until we got to the second half of the season where we kind of pulled things together. And so now that you're kind of working with both the offense and defensive side of the ball, yeah, I mean, I can understand it. And also, this is a very youthful team, coaching staff, which is, even though they're hungry, the youth does kick in. Youth does kind of kick in there. Thomas said he had top 5. Voted with, but yeah, listen. Like I said, Kaylin got the body. She said, listen, I'm taking these glasses off. My crimson glasses are off, and we going in. We going in. That's respect. That's respect right there. But now we're gonna switch gears because I've been waiting for this. I got my notepad. I got my notes. I'm ready to go. I want you guys to hear this of what I am going to say about this Alabama men's basketball team, because this is an absolute disgrace what I am going to show you guys with the men's basketball team going on there here, man. So I know, listen, Coach Mook, he's in the back. He might be hearing this for the first time of what I'm about to say. And you know how Coach Mook is. Coach Mook, he's trust me, he's gonna be giggling when I kind of show you guys these stats. So everyone knows that Alabama's men's basketball team, they're one of the most efficient offenses in the freaking country, right? They are top 10 in almost every offensive metric that you could potentially think of. Matter of fact, they're second in the country when it comes to three-pointers made. They're top 2, they're number 1 in the country when it comes to points per game, right? They get over, I think, close to 90 points per game. They're number 1 there, so they're very efficient when it comes to scoring. Matter of fact, their field goal percentage, top 10 in the country. Rebounding, believe it or not, as much as we kind of criticize Alabama for the rebounding, they're top 10 in the country, and their offensive rebounding efficiency is somewhere around top 20. So it's actually not that bad as far as offensive rebounding proficiency. Also, free throws, getting to the free throw line, they get around 11.7, so close to around 12 free throws per game. They're top 5 in the country when it comes to free throw percentage, and also free throws made. So when it comes to the offensive efficiency, this team is really freaking good. They're top 10 almost every statistical metric that you can think of. And matter of fact, even I had to go back from 2020, from even last year's team, right? 2 of the best Alabama teams that we've had in years, maybe ever. And this team is topping those teams as far as their offensive efficiency and just overall controlling the offensive area and really dominant. So shout out to Alabama when it comes to their offensive metric. However, this is where the honeymoon freaking phase ends, because we talk about why this Alabama basketball team is struggling. We talk about why they are 20 and 10, or I think 20-11 at this point of the season. We talk about the criticism for the last 5 years since Nate Oats has been coaching this basketball team. Why, even though they've put up phenomenal when it comes to their overall record and their win percentage and the amount of SEC championships that they've won and the amount of tournaments that they've made, how in the absolute hell is this team losing in the round of freaking 32? And why can't we can't even get past the Sweet 16? Well, I'm going to tell you why. The reason why this Alabama basketball team is freaking shot to death is because they're 349th in the country when it comes to points allowed. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the country. When it comes to field goal percentage, when it comes to their opposition, they're one of the worst. They're in the bottom, close to 200 when it comes to a lot of those schools here. But the freaking most important stat, guys, they're 349th in the country in points allowed. They're giving up close to 90 freaking points per game. This is the reason why they lose, guys, because when they can't match with their offensive productivity, when they can't make the free throws, as good as their free throw percentage, as good as their 3-point percentage and their 3 points made, as good as a basketball team that they actually are, when it freaking comes down to it, when they can't get those shots down, they will lose because of how bad of a defensive team that they actually are. There's 348 teams better than Alabama when it comes to not allowing a freaking bucket to go in. This is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, that Alabama is this is why we can't win. This is why when we go into the round of 32 or the Sweet 16, we get eliminated because we go against bigger, stronger competition. We go against somebody that actually has a front court. We go against somebody that knows how to defend against the perimeter and the wing and the 3-point line. We go against somebody that can shut down not even really shut down Mark Sears, but there's no other players that can step up in that instance. Our depth chart, our bench has not been as efficient. It hasn't been as good as it used to be. But most importantly, our front court has been non-existent for 5 years. It's been non-existent. We have not had a single big man that said, you know what, give it to me down low and let me go to work. Let me dominate. This is why. Because when you allow when you allow almost 90 points per game and there's 348 schools better than you, that's a problem. It's a bigger issue, ladies and gentlemen. We're one of the worst defensive teams in the country. And as great as an offensive team that we actually are, the point is that you will not win you will not go that far in the tournament if you can't defend, especially in your freaking front court. So when I'm watching this Alabama freaking basketball team play against the Florida Gators, nothing surprised me. Nothing shocked me. Because this is Nate Oats, ladies and gentlemen. This is the coach that he is. He's not a bad coach. Matter of fact, he's one of the best coaches in the country. He is a guru. He is an offensive guru. But it's gonna come down to a point, and some people may actually hate me for saying this, but if you actually take a look at the two careers, despite the profession, if you look at the two careers, it's actually kind of scary. What's going on, Eric D? Coach Nate Oats is the Mark D'Antonio of college basketball. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me that Nate Oats isn't Mark D'Antonio. Tell me he isn't Mark D'Antonio. Because what is Mark D'Antonio famous for? He is famous for enhancing and creating the triangle offensive system and having players with exceptional offensive skill. And all of a sudden, their play even elevates even further. Guys like James Harden, guys like Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire and Steve Nash, guys that their play is elevated when they play in the triangle system. But when it comes to defense, it is non-existent. Small ball. What did Mark D'Antonio? What is he famous for the Houston Rockets? Small ball, right? Eric Gordon, 6'5", playing at center. Look at our situation. We have no dominant bigs. Our big play is almost non-existent. We had to rely, our best big man, you can make an argument, is Herbert Jones. Was Herbert Jones. Herbert Jones might have been the best big man we ever had, and he's a small forward. Why? Because Herbert Jones was the only player in the last 4 to 5 years that constantly attacked the basket. He constantly attacked the basket, whether it was on the defensive side of the ball, getting physical, getting rough, getting dirty, getting a bunch of steals, and being that rim protector. Who has been that player for us? Charles? Charles? Charles, I'm going to butcher the last name, but 7-foot tall Charles, who, let's be honest, he did not play like a 7-foot player. He was not the rim protector that we thought he was going to be. With that wingspan, with that length, with those physical intangibles, Herbert Jones played way tougher, way more physical, and way grittier than any basketball player that we had. Second might have been freaking Brandon Miller. Now, of course, we had other guards, because some people say, well, what about the guards that we had in the past? And yes, you're right. We had some very, very stingy guards that were gritty, and they dominated when it comes to perimeter. Matter of fact, in 2020, we had one of the best perimeter defenses in the country, but our front court was Herbert Jones, because there was nobody else that was willing to go in there and defend. And when you take a look at this basketball team, which has literally almost zero defense to cover both the perimeter, the wing, and the front court, this is looking more like 2017 Houston Rockets with James Harden, Eric Gordon, who else was on that team? Freaking Trevor Ariza, all that small ball crap, right? Remember, Chris Paul was on that team. It's looking more and more like a D'Antonio basketball team. It's looking more and more like it. But yeah, you're right, Badako. Again, I'm gonna mispronounce that name. I always freaking do, but you know what I mean. We let's be honest, guys. As much as I love Nate Oats, and I love Nate Oats, I've known Nate Oats for a decade. I've known Nate Oats for a decade. I've had plenty of conversations with him before. When I was at UB for a little bit, I had plenty of conversations. He's a nice guy. He's willing to talk to anybody. He's a nice guy, willing to talk to anybody, whether if you're a major guy or a local guy, it doesn't matter. Or you're just a fan. You can come up to him anytime and he'll have a conversation. He's a very, very nice guy. And hell, he's a legend at Buffalo. He comes to Buffalo right now. He's a legend. We actually might build a statue. We might actually build a statue. And people think that the Mel Moore facility was terrible. Wait until you actually go to UB's freaking basketball facility. It's way worse. Dirty, got mold all over the goddamn place. That thing needs to be rebuilt, but guess what? They don't have any money compared to what Alabama athletics have. But yet, somehow, in some way, the same issues that he had at Buffalo correlates to what he's having right now at Alabama. 3-point dominance, scoring, offensive efficiency, and offensive dominance when it comes to scoring on the outside, on the wing, and to the perimeter, on the top of the key, always top of the line. But somehow, in some way, when we get to that defensive front court, there's nothing they can do. They can't stop it. Just like Buffalo did during those 3 to 4 years when they upset Miami and they upset Arizona with DeAndre Ayton, which I don't know how. Well, no, they beat Arizona because guess what? UB had they set a record in 3 points made in a freaking in a game. That's how they beat the number 1 seed Arizona or number 2 seed Arizona that year. But this correlates. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. You live by offense, you die by offense. This Alabama basketball team, ladies and gentlemen, is a problem. And I hate to say it, guys, but this is Mark D'Antonio. This is Mark D'Antonio. And until we actually get more guys that are bigger, stronger, more physical, willing to go out there and be grittier, have an attitude, show that alpha mentality. And I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the gritty alpha male type personalities. I'm tired of them being guards. Why can't we ever have a big man with that sort of mentality? How come we? I mean, again, the only other person that I can remember that was a leader, that was a part of that mentality was Herbert Jones. It was Herbert Jones and then Keon Ellis as our guard. That was it. Those were our best defensive players. One was dominant when it came to perimeter defense. The other one was dominant when it came to the front court. But why? Whatever happened since then? Why can't we just be good in that particular area? Why can't we have someone that can dominate the paint or dominate that front court area? What is going on? Tennessee is fighting somehow, some way. Tennessee, when it comes to their front court, always has that area covered. Auburn always has that area covered. Gonzaga always has that area covered. Villanova always has that area freaking covered. Hell, look at Connecticut. Look at what Connecticut did the last couple of years. And we've out-recruited Connecticut in the past 4 years. But somehow, in some way, Connecticut, the reason why they're winning national championships is because their front court is one of the best in the country. And we have way more talent than them now. It makes no sense what is going on. This is a philosophical issue. This is not a talent issue, guys. This is a philosophical issue. And until this gets fixed, we're going to continue to be like Mark D'Antonio's New York Knicks. We're going to continue to be Mark D'Antonio's Houston freaking Rockets or Mark D'Antonio's Phoenix Suns. All the talent in the world, phenomenal offensive team. It's all Candyland and sunshine and dandelions until we actually go against the team that punches you in the damn mouth. When you go against a team that punches you and slaps you in the mouth and you're not as efficient on the offensive area, you lose. Every game that we have lost, it's because we haven't been efficient. It's because our 3-point percentage was mediocre. Turnovers. Jacking up 25, 30 shots per game for the 3-point line. All that crap, all that offensive metric crap is out the window. Why? Because somehow, in some way, when we go against the gritty teams, we have no way to respond. We have no way to respond. And this is exactly why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned with this team. I'm very concerned. Darkwing Duck said it. We got powder puffs. We got powder puffs. It's concerning because you take a look at it, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the golden age of Alabama's men's basketball. Hell, even our women's basketball team, it looks like they're going to make a March Madness run, and that women's team is a lot more greedier and actually has a lot more heart, especially when it comes to their defensive front court compared to ours. I wish we could have their front court. a lot more physical, a lot more grittier than ours. But Darkwing said it. We're just full of Potter pups. You know? And like I said, listen, if you don't believe me, look at the stats. The stats don't lie. When you're 300, there's 348 schools better than Alabama when it comes to points allowed. We're one of the worst teams statistically in the country when it comes to the front court. When it comes to the front court. So you may not agree of what I'm saying, but when you take a look at the statistics, that doesn't lie. And what it tells you is that we're not a good defensive basketball team. We're not a good defensive basketball team. Look at the correlation. How did we lose? Let me ask you guys something who disagree with my statement. Why did we lose to Texas Tech? Why did we lose to one of the worst offensive scoring teams in the country last year? We were one of the best. We were scoring the basketball efficiently. We were one of the best teams in the country with the three-point line. We had an NBA we had a top 3 pick in Brandon Miller on our basketball team. We had the big 7-footer on that team that was controlling the front court. So why did we lose to Texas Tech? One of the worst offensive teams in the country. I want y'all to answer that. Why did we lose that game? No, seriously. Seriously, Texas Tech, again, they made it to the national championship, but why did we lose to one of the worst offensive teams in the country? They were not a good offensive team. Why did we lose that game? How did we lose that game? I want y'all to tell me. Yeah, Texas Tech. Remember, Texas Tech, they made it, or I could be wrong. I think, or was it San Diego State? It was San Diego State or Texas Tech. Was it San Diego State or Texas Tech? It was one of those two teams. It was one of those two teams. I think it was Texas Tech. I'm like 90% sure it was that team. We have no grit. We have no bigs. There it is. There it is, Crimson Blood. There it is. There it is. It was San Diego State. San Diego State, thank you. Thank you so much for confirming. Thank you so much for confirming for that. So San Diego State, that was the team that made it to the national championship. And San Diego State, I'm looking at their defensive ranking that year. So San Diego State, yes. So San Diego State, they were top 10 in the country when it comes to defensive efficiency. So I got that part right. It's just the team. I got the team wrong. So I apologize for that. I apologize. Like I said, I'm not perfect. Like I said, yep, appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much. Kawante Plummer. San Diego had grown men. Yep, Crimson Blood. Crimson Blood said it. This is perfect. This is perfect right here. San Diego. So yeah, San Diego had one of the best defenses in the country. I got that right. So that's good. So we can move forward with that. So San Diego State and Crimson Blood, he said it. He said it. It was because their defensive efficiency was really freaking good. Okay. It was really freaking good. But they had bodies in the front court, guys. They're again, these guys, when it came to their wing defenders, because I'm taking a look at their average height, their average height was 6'7". Their wing defenders were really good. They had tall point guards. They had tall point guards that were rangy and that can handle the perimeter. They had actual big muscular dudes in the front court. And that's again, whether if it's Texas Tech or San Diego State, again, I mixed the words wrong. It is what it is. Kill me for it. I don't give a crap. But the one thing is, guys, was that we got bullied. We got bullied. That's how we lost last year, guys. We got bullied. We faced a team that was all about defensive efficiency. That's all they cared about. What do they talk about? One of the players, what do they talk about after that post game? As good as Brandon Miller was, they wanted him to shoot. They wanted Alabama to shoot outside the perimeter because they were falling into their comfort zone. They're falling into their comfort zone. Look how we lost to Florida. We lost to Florida because we couldn't hit shots. Florida absolutely controlled the front court area. Look how we lost to Auburn. I'm tired of it. We lost to Tennessee twice because we're not as efficient, as a basketball team. Now, of course, when we play against anybody else that's not ranked, we win. We win 95% of the time. We're one of the best offensive teams in the country. But when it comes down to it, ladies and gentlemen, when we go against the physical teams, guys that has bigger guys in the front court, bigger guys that can cover, that are ranging, that can cover the perimeter, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. We get punched in the mouth and it's over. So this is a concern, ladies and gentlemen. This is a concern. Because you go back and you watch these Mark D'Antonio triangle offensive teams, it was the same situation. Some of the best offenses in the last 25, 30 years. But when it came to going against teams that knew how to defend it, that knew how to defend against that sort of formation, Mark D'Antonio couldn't adjust. James Harden, Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash, Carmelo Anthony couldn't do crap in the playoffs. Why? Because they went up against better defensive teams that knew how to defend against it. Just like our formation, just like our scheme. And it's a problem. I'm not saying you fire Coach Nate Oats, but I'm not going to act like these guys don't deserve the criticism. They do. Again, I understand Alabama's men's basketball back 10, 20 years ago was crap. It was garbage. Right before then, our best team was with Colin Sexton, with Avery Bradley as the head coach, I believe. I think Coach Avery is the head coach. But it's a common theme for what he's done at Buffalo compared to what he's doing now. It's a common theme, and unless we change something about our philosophy, it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening, guys. It's going to keep happening. We need to recruit physical big man. Yes, from a physical standpoint, from a recruiting standpoint, something's got to change, man. Something's got to change, Byron. You're right about that. We got to get more physical. We got to get more physical in the front court. We all know it's not coaching. Well, Dustin, something's got to happen, brother, because for 5 years, it's a common theme for 5 years. It's not like we're always going into shootouts. When you look at the majority of Alabama's losses for the last 4 to 5 years, it's against physical teams. It's always against teams that are more physical than us. Nate Oats needs his own King. Yeah, somebody. We got to have a defensive assistant. And here's the crazy part about Nate Oats when it comes to his philosophy. Nate Oats, he for the most part, he probably has one of the best strength and conditioning coaching staffs probably in the country. Like, he will get dudes bulked up. Like, he cares a lot when it comes to muscle mass, when it comes to speed, agility. He cares a lot about that type of stuff. Like, I remember, and I keep, again, this is because I experienced this firsthand and I've seen this firsthand, so I like to kind of always like to bring it up. But when he was in Buffalo, we had a player that was 190 pounds coming into Michigan. He ended up being 250, 6'8", 250, and he was a menace. He was one of the best post players in the country. One of the best post players. And that's why I think before he got to Bama, so this was 2019, this was like the best UB team maybe ever assembled. We had 4 guys that could shoot threes. We had no stretch bigs. All 4 dudes, from Joe Harris to Thomas, all of them can shoot from the perimeter. So it was kind of the same sort of philosophy that he has now at Alabama. The difference is we had a 6'8", 250 dude who crashed the boards, who for the most part had those isolations, always was in ISO, and when somebody would try to come to help, it was an easy pass over, hit it to Harris in the corner, hit it to somebody on the top of the key, hit it to somebody outside the perimeter. But it was masterful to see, because you had somebody that can control the front court and that demands to see double team. If it was an ISO, it was a wrap, because this is a 250-pound dude that was bigger than you, that was stronger than you. He was a phenomenal post player, so he was always hitting like a drop stack and a drop step and an up and under. He would score. It was almost automatic, or you had to put him on the free throw line. And and one of the things that I talked about, and again, you can go to like my Twitter timeline. I thought about, okay, if Nate Oats brings a similar situation where we have that dominant big man that can control the front court, and then for the most part, the rest of the perimeter shooters, a lot of these 3-point shooters, man, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be nasty to see. And I think the closest we had to it was last year because of Brandon Miller. Now, Brandon Miller could do everything, right? Brandon Miller was an all-purpose caliber basketball player. But we really never had a Nurkic. We never really had Sabonis, or even like a Kessler. I'll even go as far as saying like a Kessler, or like a Wendell Carter. Like, I would love to have a Wendell Carter. I would love to have an Al Horford on my team, or a Joakim Noah. You know what I'm saying? Like a Zach Edey, Gonzaga, Connecticut. They're always having big men that are physical and that can always control the paint. And you look at our teams, and we never have it here. We just never have it. And it's frustrating because we're so close, guys. We're so close when it comes to potentially winning a national title. But we're just missing a few key ingredients. We're just missing a few key ingredients. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating to watch. It's not surprising, but it's just frustrating because we're there. We're there. We're there. So, yeah, exactly. We got somebody. Nate can get into the portal and it's out there. No, you're right, Byron. You're right. You're right, Byron. You're 100% right. Now that we have transfer portal and now that guys are playing like 1 or 2 years, it's definitely a possibility, right? It's no longer the case now where you have to kind of go out there, and it's tough. I think basketball recruiting is a lot tougher than college football recruiting, because college football, you have room for improvement, right? You have 20, 25, 30 guys that you can get on your roster. With Alabama basketball, you can, in some cases, in some years, you can get like maybe only 2 to 3 spots that are void on your roster. And with the transfer portal kind of going on, you don't know who's going to stay. You don't know who's going to leave. And that can actually kind of mess up your roster a little bit when it comes to filling those slots. Plus the recruiting, plus the dead period from their sign. It's like, it's a little bit worse because you have guys that are coming in December, like very early. Like they're there in December. Compared to, let's say, college football, how you can sign now on the December window period, and then you'll get there 2-3 weeks later in January. It's way smaller when it comes to the actual basketball recruiting process, just recruiting high school kids. So now now that you have the transfer portal and now with the combination of high school recruits, it should be a lot easier to find that missing ingredient. Bama's always going to have shooters. I'm not concerned about that. They're always going to have guys that can play on the wing. They're always going to have guys that can play on the perimeter. They're always going to have, right? They're going to have guards. Like, I like our guard play now with Mark Sears and Estrada and a lot of these guys. I love it now. But it's kind of our forwards, which have been a little questionable. Like, our forwards have been a little questionable. Noah Pringle's a favorite, but Nelson from North Dakota State, he was supposed to be that guy at 6'9", 230, and he's been solid, but he hasn't been as what he was advertised to be. He's a stretch big. He's a stretch big that can attack the basket sometimes and be efficient there sometimes, but he's not as advertised. Let's just be honest. Hacker Music, I'm telling this right now, brother. If they go against a team that's bigger than them or more physical than them, they're going to lose. I'm Hacker, I'm willing to put any money on it. This team will not get past the Sweet 16. They won't do it. They will not do it. I'm willing to put it on it. Yes, it's a fun season. Yes, they're 20. I think they're 20-10 right now. Yes, this team is going to be competitive when it comes to the SEC championship tournament. They may win the SEC potentially. I'm not going to eliminate them from doing it. It's a chance. But when it comes to that tournament where it is one and done, you lose, you are gone. And with the amount of games that you have to play, then you have to kind of travel to different location to location. You have to travel to location to location with barely any breaks, barely any practice time. I'm telling you, if they go against a team that's more physical than them, it's over. I don't see them winning a lot of games because it hasn't happened this year. It hasn't happened this year when they go against a much more superior front court. It just hasn't happened. Miami Heat wins. Miami Heat goes everything. But here's the difference. Bam Adebayo is a center. Yes, he's a small center, but he's one of the best centers in the NBA. That's the difference with the Miami Heat. They have one of the best centers in the league, a top 10 center in the league. And then you have Jimmy Butler, who can play in the front court, who can defend the front court, and also defend against the perimeter in the wing. Like Miami has key defenders on their team, right? Yes, they don't have a Sabonis. They don't have a Jokic is not really a great defensive player, but like a Joel Embiid or a Victor Wembanyama that can get you 5-6 blocks per game. But Bam Adebayo is an all defensive player, ladies and gentlemen. He's an all defensive player. He is all defense. And by the way, yes, Miami Heat, they've been to 2 finals without 7-footers on their team. But why have they lost those games? Because Anthony Davis took over and Nikola Jokic took over and he controlled the paint. Nikola Jokic and Anthony Davis, 2 guys that controlled the front court that beat that team. That's why they won. And that's why Miami Heat, despite those teams and despite Eric Spoelstra having a hell of a coaching job, they can't win championships. It hasn't happened for oh boy, hacker music, man. Hacker music. Oh boy, Nate Oats, New York Bad fam. Yeah. Oats isn't the problem. I'm not saying that Nate Oats is the main issue and he's the main problem. But I think right now you can make a legit case that Alabama has kind of hit a roadblock or they've kind of hit their ceiling where this is going to be a good team. This is going to be a team that's going to be competitive in SEC play. That this is going to be a team that when they get to March Madness, first round 32 and Sweet 16, they're dangerous. They're dangerous for the first 2 to 3 rounds. But eventually they're going to hit a roadblock because they're missing a key things and some ingredients. One of the things that I'm just kind of critiquing is it's time for us to step up to a new level. Because right now, as good as this team is offensively, this is arguably the best offensive Alabama team we've probably ever had as far as the men's basketball team. But when it comes to actual defense, like, you're 349th in the country, guys. How are you 349th in the country when it comes to points allowed? Because it's a defensive issue. It's a philosophical issue, what's going on with this team. And let's be frank, let's kind of be honest, guys. We haven't really had the best defensive teams out there. We're an offensive juggernaut, which will have solid defenses, but never elite defenses. And Duck is saying it perfectly. You gotta have a big man. You gotta have somebody that can control the paint. You gotta have somebody who can control the front court area. You gotta have it. It's almost crucial at this point if you want to win a national championship. Exactly, Joshua. What happened when we played Purdue? I thought our guards played as well as anybody could play against Purdue. Our guards were really good. Our forwards were solid. But what happened? Zach Edey did what he wanted to do because we had nobody that could neutralize his game. I'm not saying you hold that dude down to less than 5 or 6 points, but can you find a way to try to neutralize some aspect of his game? And we couldn't find a way to do it. He did what he did. He did what when he got to the paint, he did what the hell he wanted it to do because we had nobody that can neutralize him. And quite frankly, it's been an issue for Alabama for the last 3 to 4 years. It's been an issue. And that's what I'm just talking about, guys, is we're there, but we're just missing a few ingredients in order for us to kind of take our level in order to kind of take it to the next level. But you cannot be 349th in the country in points allowed. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, guys. It's embarrassing. Oh my God, dude. That is freaking funny, man. Oh my God. And the fact that this actually is kind of true is even more hilarious, guys. I mean, we get the 6'7", 6'8" wing players, man. That's like $170, $180, $190. God, man. Oh boy. I don't know. But as far as this team, can they win March Madness? Listen, it's always a chance. You get to the dance, anything freaking goes. There's a possibility Alabama is hot for the entire tournament when it comes to offensive efficiency. But that's the only way for them to win. They have to be hot. They have to dominate when it comes to really it's the perimeter play. They have to dominate their perimeter play. Because we all know it's not going to happen if they go against when they go against the physical teams. We all know their front court is losing every time. They're losing that matchup every single time. So really, it's up to Mark Sears. It's up to our guards. That's what's gonna. If Alabama wants to win a national championship this year, it's up to the guards. And I don't know, man. Like when you have guards that are trying to carry a team to a championship, I don't know. Like, I think like even UConn with Kemba Walker, yes, their guards were amazing, but they also had good forwards and a center that could block that could defend the front court. Like you gotta have some sort of chemistry, some sort of continuity with all your players, even your bench players. They got to step up and make plays, So I don't know. You get to the dance, everybody has a chance. But when you have like a D2 school or a D3 school, like you have a team like Coastal, like what's that school? Florida Gulf Coast, that's beating your team, and you're wondering how in the absolute hell are we losing to Middle Tennessee or Florida Gulf Coast or San Diego State? Who saw that coming? Let's be honest. Like I even got it messed up when I called them Texas Tech. But when we lost to San Diego State, who saw that coming? Who saw that coming that we would lose to one of the worst offensive efficient teams in the country? Who saw that coming? But it's all about matchups. It's all about styles make matchups. Styles make fights, guys. And I don't know. Coach Sean, he's going to be coming on, and he should be coming on in any minute. Of course, he's going to be. Oh, there he is. Coach Sean's about to appear, but Coach Sean, he should be going. Like I said, guys, I think we got him, and then we got Coach Schmoot coming up. So, oh no, Coach Sean, my brother, how you doing, brother?
What's up, Coach Jay? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. Just once again talking about the men's basketball team. Talking about kind of going over some other football topics here, but just mainly talking about the basketball team.
Yeah.
We're almost there to March Madness, and I don't know. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is. I hate to kind of be the, I hate to be the Debbie Downer, man, but I don't know. Like I look at this team, I see a common theme for the last 3 to 4 years, and I just don't know if we're gonna be good enough to do it.
Yeah, that basketball team getting beat up on the inside by everybody, man. They getting beat up in the paint. When the 3-ball ain't working, they just not on, bro. It seems like that's the only way they can beat you to me. I mean, I'm not a basketball guy, but I've noticed when we go on the road and the 3-ball not falling, L.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because this team, it's so close, man. This team is close, but we just can't get. It's like we're the Dallas Cowboys. It's like we're the Dallas Cowboys. It's like we're the Cowboys, man. We're just an accident waiting to happen. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we get to the big game, man. Like whatever can go wrong will go wrong. So
yeah, I definitely understand, man. How you been, though, Coach Jay? You doing good?
Yeah, I've been really, really good. I've been really, really good so far. Everything's starting to get a lot better as far as my situation. So I'm just, like I said, taking it one step at a time, man. And just, I'm just, just, for the most part, just talking to you guys, chilling with the fam. Like I said, we got some big things going. We could be doing that bracket. I want to do it. I think that's going to be fun to get everybody involved in that.
Yeah, I hope we get a chance to do that, man. I hope Cal and T and put that in, man. That'd be really fun for everybody, I think.
Yes, sir, man. But Coach Sean, let me get out of your hair. Let me let you do your own thing. I'll be in chat chilling for the most part. I might just be studying for some March Madness because I am a gambler. Yeah. I will be gambling a little bit this season. So
big money grip, Coach Jay.
Listen, I'm not the one to brag, man, but I did win 2K last year. So what I'm saying. This time of the year, man, this is all about it. So I can't kind of wait for it. But yeah, I'll just be chilling, and like I said, Coach Sean, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Man, I appreciate you, Coach Jay. Always a great job, my friend.
Yes, sir, guys. Chat, you guys have a blessed one. Whether if you like the content or you didn't like my content tonight, you guys, for the most part, I gradually appreciate you guys so much for all the love and support. And yeah, I'll be in chat. I'm acting like I'm going away for like ever. I'll be in chat, guys. But anyway, yeah, I'll catch you guys later.
Appreciate you, Coach Jay.
Yes, sir.
Chat, undefeated. How are you guys doing? Undefeated. Shout out to you guys, man. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are okay. Hope you guys are doing well. I got you, Coach Smoot. Good to see you guys, man. Good to tap in with you guys. Glad you guys are here. Let me see who all we got in here, man. Let me see who all we got in here. Glad to see you guys. Glad to tap in with y'all, man. So happy to see you. Coach Jay always do an awesome job. Really, really enjoy listening to Coach Jay, man. So we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors before I even get started, before I even do the chat. Really, really, really big shout out to our sponsors. Residents in Ocean City, Maryland. Those guys do an awesome job. The promo is LPR, 20% off if you go there. Obviously, use the show name, Kyle's name. Obviously, drop that bug in their ear to get that 20% off. You guys need to do that. It's freaking awesome. I've seen it. Hadn't been there, but we do have a great commercial, Coach Smook, about to run. Check it out.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Residents in Ocean City, Maryland. Guests can book at residenceinOC.com. Use the promo code LPR for special Bama football pricing up to 20% off. Also, go to therogueshop.com. Use the promo code Bama. You get legal CBD. For me, personally, I like the topical oil. You know how intense my workouts are, right? So I like the topical oil. I like to rub that on my back, whatever, after those cinder blocks. So go to their website, cruise down, look through their website, and definitely check out rogueshop.com. And like I said, I like the topical. Again, the promo code is BAMA. Also, think about becoming a fan funder right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Become a part of the Undefeated as low as $2.99 a month. That's 10 cents a day. How do you do this? Make sure you're logged into your account. This is on a computer. You can also do this on your phone and look for the tab that says membership. Once you click membership, you can see different options. You can see an upgrade button right there to the right if you want to go through the different levels. We have fan funder videos from the staff right here at Bama Football on YouTube. Very easy to navigate. Let us know if you have questions inside the comment box when trying to upgrade or renew your fan funder membership right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And of course, if you want to rock that undefeated gear, check out our merch store located at the bottom of the videos. We appreciate Patriot Life, Cynthia, Antoine, Caitlin, and to everybody else that supports us right here on Bama Football on YouTube.
Great job. Great job. Make sure you guys tap in with that promo. It'll really come in handy. And those guys are a huge sponsor for us. So please, please support that. It means a lot. Undefeated. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are okay. Really glad you tapped in tonight, man. Running numbers up, as they say. Hit the like button. Do all that. Do everything you got to do. Run that thing up. Get everybody up in here. Whatever the case may be. Goofball, what's up with you, bro? How you feeling? Roll Tide to Goofball. Joshua Ray, what's up with you, bro? Trevor Pernell, what's up, homie? Home team right there, bro. What's going on with you, man? Brian Russell's up in here. What's up with your brother? How you feeling? Sean Williams is up in here. Caitlin Engel, my partner, is up in here. Not partner with an R. Partner with an A. That's my partner. What's up, Caitlin? How you doing? Jared, what's up with you, Jared? My hashtag king. What's up with you, homie? Joshua Ray in here. Dino is in here, man. How you doing, Dino? OG Ephraim. What's up, Ephraim? How you doing, brother? Tim Nolan is in here. What's up with you, Tim? John M. What's up, John? How you feeling, man? Hacker Music is in here. Matt Farms is in here. As I said, my homie Jared's in here. Matt Farm, Joshua Ray, Caitlin, nigga. Jermaine Mims is in here. Both. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Glad you tapped in, Jermaine. I appreciate you, bro. Brian Russell again. Stephen Angle is in here. What's up with you, bro? How you feeling, Stephen? I'm glad you're up in here. Kimberly Harmon. Kimberly, I'm glad you're in here. Please believe that, man. Thank you for tapping in. LaQuasia is in here. The decor girl is in here. I saw that decor. That was freaking awesome, too. I had to hire you, man, for sure. LaQuasia, what's up with you, man? Dustin Hodge is in here. My partner from Georgia, James Richards, is in here. Shout out to University of Georgia. Shout out to James Richards. You know what I mean? Sweet Home Bama 24 is in here. What's up with you, Sweet Home? Clinton Howard is in here. Tim Nolan, as I said. Megan is in here. Mickey Pate is in here. Carla Bailey. Carla, thank you for tapping in, man. I'm so glad you're in here. Larry, so glad you're in here, brother. Larry Large. Carla Bailey's in here. Darkwing Duck is in here. Clinton Howard, as I said. Jermaine, as I said. Byron Walker is in here. Byron, what's up, bro? I love that old school A, man. That's back in the day, man. I love that, man. Cold Train CST is in here. What's up with you, man? Coach J is still in here. What's up, Coach J? With the best avatar in the land. Dustin Hodge is in here. What's up, Dustin? Kareem Hood 40. What's up, Kareem? What's up, bro? Glad you in here, man. Glad you in here. Ryan is in here. Chris Camp is in here. Man, the whole crew is in here. Thank you guys for tapping in. I appreciate you guys being in, man. Only a few little topics. Wanted to jump right into it real quick. A lot to cover real fast. Definitely wanted to holler at my man Kane Womack real quick. Did some research on Kane. Love what that man said. That guy's growing on me a lot, right? Guy's definitely growing on me, and some of the things he talk about is definitely growing on me. Love that. You could definitely tell that man's been a head coach. You can definitely tell that. His media savvy is on point. Probably the best I've seen. You can definitely tell that guy's been a head coach and understand. Dr. 334 is in here. My brother's in here. What's up, bro? Glad you in here, D. Glad you in here, man. I appreciate you tapping in with your boy, man. Everybody tap in, running numbers up, as they say. Real quick, man. Ronald Thompson. What's up, Ronald Thompson? How you doing, man? Glad you in here, brother. K Spray. What's up, K Spray? How you feeling, man? Nicole Covington. I am glad you are in here. How you doing? Hope you guys are having a great time, man. Just want to tap in real quick. Say what's up to everybody. Road Warriors in here. Jag, ATL Jag is in here. What's up, ATL Jag? How you doing? Wade's World is in here. Man, ASG is in here. Run the numbers up. Keep running them up, man. I love that, man. Keep tapping in with your boy, please, right? Monica Hill is in here. What's up, Monica? I'm glad you in here. So glad you tapped in, man. ASG, you already know, my brother. Jim Parker's in here. Cook Barlow's in here. The brother Marvin Waffle House is in here. If Marvin's in here, you know we about to get it cracking. We about to get it cracking if Marvin's in here, man. Cameron Branding is in here. You already know, Nicole. Much love to you. You already know. All the homies in here, all the young ladies in here, all the Bama Nation is in here. Crimson Blood 22's in here. Man, everybody in here. Let's do it. Mike G, what's up with you, bro? So this guy Kane Womack, man. Dude is really growing on me, man. Dude is like really growing on me for sure. I love his interviews. He's very detailed when he speaks, right? He don't leave you in limbo with what he say. And I love the accountability exercise, I'll call it, or what he talked about. You know what I mean? I read where he was talking about they had an accountability circle, I think is what he called it. An accountability circle. So I was listening to him. I'm like, okay, I want to see what this is, an accountability circle. We all know what accountability means, but what the hell do you mean accountability circle? Like, well, let's get into it, right? So I'm listening to him. So he was saying how he hold the young men accountable for their effort and finish, the ENF, the effort and finish. Every coach will tell you, yeah, facts, Larry, facts. Marquita, my neighbor, is in here. Marquita, I'm glad you're in here, man. Thank you for tapping in with your boy. Thank you. Keep running it up. Keep running it up if you guys can. Thank you, Kareem. Tell him, Kareem, I appreciate you, brother. You know what I mean? Caitlin, you already know. Caitlin said it. Caitlin Ingle Ben said it, right? Shout out to Caitlin, man. She know her football. I give her that. That's a whole fact. Run the Table Sports TV, my brother, my DM brother right there. We go back and forth. That man know his football. Shout out to Run the Table Sports TV, man. Love you to death, bro. Great conversation on that football. Love people that know the game and want to talk and support their team. Shout out to you, bro. You got a great channel yourself. Love that, man. Great page. So he talked about how you hold a young man accountable, right? And I was like, okay, so how do he hold them accountable? Let's listen. Let's listen to how he holds them accountable. He said when they don't meet the standard, right? Every coach talks about the standard, but everybody has a standard of what it is, what they want to be, the shelf life of how you want your football team to practice, right? You practice how you play. You play how you practice, right? So he was talking about when they don't meet the standard, they hold them accountable at the next day's practice, right? For what they call a loafing, being lazy, not practicing hard, right? It's not an immediate punishment he talked about. It's not an immediate punishment, right? The coaches watch the film, then they come up with a number for each player, right? The loafs can be made up in the next practice, whether by creating some type of value on the practice field, whether it's a PBU, which is a pass breakup, some type of sack, takeaway, or anything that deemed a minus loaf. Meaning, if you loaf, they're going to count against you, like a demerit, if you will, right? If you come out in the next day's practice and do something great and make a play, pass breakup, takeaway, sack, interception, do something great, then they'll take that loaf off, minus loaf, right? But at the end of the day, the team groups up and they have a debt to pay, right? Through the original loafer, through the guy who was the original lazy person. He said, I read where he said loaf said practice is like bursting the ball, like not showing effort, if you will, being lazy, just to put it simple, right? Anytime you can bring new coaches in and you don't show effort, that's personal, right? So they're going to take it personal. They get in this big circle. Someone calls you up and you tell them you let the swarm D down today, right? However, you can make up for it, right? And that's pretty tough, right? And it builds character. To have your teammate call you up there like, okay, Coach Sean, you loafed today, right? It could be my partner, my best partner, my homie. Or telling your best homie, okay, Coach Smook, okay, Coach Jay, okay, Ty, okay, Coach Jake, you loaf today, right? Nothing personal, but you loaf today. That's hard. Ebony, I'm glad you in here. I was about to be upset that you were not in here. Shout out to Ebony Williams Carter, right? Shout out to the young baller himself, Noah, right? And shout out to the entire Carter family, bro. You know what I'm saying? Roll damn tide to you. Looking for you, Ebony. So that's tough, man, to call your teammate out in front of everybody, especially in a circle when everybody around. That's tough. That'll make the people who quiet have a voice real quick, right? That'll make them have a voice really, really quickly. So I was very, very, very proud to hear that, and I'm sort of anxious to see how that's going to work out, right? So, when you think about, even before that, even before he got to Alabama, even before he came to Bama, when he was at South Alabama, to have so much experience as being the head coach, being the overseer of practically everything. When you're the head coach, you oversee the offense, you oversee the defense, the special teams, practically everything. You may not coach it, but you are the direct overseer. You get all the blame and all the glory, right? Shout out to Ryan with the $1.99, $2 super chat. Coach Sean, y'all are killing it. Man, thank you, Ryan. Thank you. That means a lot to everybody on this staff. I can promise you that, Ryan, right? And to hear you say that means a lot, my brother. Thank you, and roll tide to you. Thank you for that $2 super chat, bro. Much love to you. Thank you so very much for that. So, Coach Womack is used to being the man. He's used to being the center of attention as far as the media, right? Again, you get all the glory and you get all the blame, right? So you look at all these defensive guys that's on staff, current UA defensive backs coach Colin, I think it's Hitchler, I think is the way you pronounce it. He was an assistant for the Jaguars, right? He was an assistant during Womack's first stint there, right? So, all these guys have experience with this accountability circle. He was on record saying it's just a good way to get the guys to play hard, right? That's what the Swarm D is first and foremost, playing hard, right? Damn the positions. We got to play hard first, right? Get these kids on the same page and get them to play hard, right? So I really, really, really respect Coach Womack for that. And I really, really am anxious to see how that go. To stand up in front of the Swarm D and say, I let the defense down 5 times, pretty much calling your mistakes to the carpet right there in front of everybody, right? And putting the onus on you to make up for it in practice. I can tell you right now, and anybody played this game, if you know you made a mistake and your teammates know you made a mistake and they calling you to the table like that, man, your hair is on fire to get back on that practice field and make up for it. Shout out to Kane Womack. Really, really, really excited about this young coach. Love his tactics, his psychological tactics, and his defensive strategies. Cannot wait to see this on the field, man. Cannot wait. Greg and Greg are best for the SEC and Bama. Greg and Greg are best for the SEC and Bama. Now, who the hell's Greg and Greg, Coach Sean? Let me tell you who Greg and Greg is first. The first Greg, if you will. The first Greg would be my friend, my awesome leader, my fearless leader, and that's Bama's AD, Greg Byrne, right? That's the first Greg, right? We should be appreciative of this guy. He could have easily went to Texas A&M. That's where his dad was an AD at. That's where his family still lives to this day. Greg Byrne is an absolute beast when it comes to being an AD, right? This is a guy that absolutely understands what it is to be in the SEC, to lead a program. What's up, Eric D? Shout out to the homie Eric D. Glad you up in here, Eric D. Good to see you, Brand. For sure, for sure. Yeah, man, Pure Gold. Hold on, man. I got to shout out my partner right here, man. Pure Gold right here. This is Michelle. This is my partner. This is Alabama A&M in my day. She understands everything a brother went through. Straight from Birmingham, Ensley High School. You already know, straight from the town. That's Michelle B. Pure Gold, Alabama A&M back in the day when we was really Alabama A&M, not this new day. When we was really A&M back in the day. Shout out to you. Love you to death. You already know, man. We go back a long way. That's my partner from the mound. She already know all your boys' struggles in college, trying to convert from the city life to this life, trying to be a football player and trying to be, you know, she saw me grow up, bro. You know what I mean? Shout out to you for sure. Pure gold, Michelle B. Shout out to you, Alabama A&M, you know. So, Greg and Greg. Greg and Greg, man. We fortunate to have Greg Byrne, man. Fortunate. And it's crazy how everybody always dissing Alabama. But you know what's so funny? Everybody want a piece of Alabama, right? Every school out there talk crazy about Bama, but how ironic is it? You always want our coaches. You always want our ADs. You always want our compliance officers. You always want every little piece to replicate what Bama's doing, right? So shout out to Greg Byrne. Greg Byrne is our 17th athletic director, right? 17th, right? This guy was hired on June in 2017. I think it was June 17th of 2017. That's what's so crazy. So to see Greg Byrne do as well as he done, this guy developed and implemented the standard. Now I want you to understand what the standard is, right? When he first got to Alabama, we had all these different money sources, all these different alumni, if you will, that's paying money here, there, and the third, but nobody's seen the results of it. We was getting our ass kicked in football. We sucked in basketball. The Coleman Coliseum looked like we was playing basketball at Carver, Birmingham somewhere. You know what I mean? In Collegeville. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my brothers from Collegeville, right? Look at Alabama now, man. Look at Alabama now. So what the standard was a strategic plan outlining the mission statement and core values of Bama athletics. You understand what I'm saying? In other words, to put that in plain English, we need to get all the richest donors together, give them a lot of perks, and get the money in here, man. Get the money in here. After they made a gang of money on the standard, guess what he did? He created the Crimson Standard. That's two different collectives. The Standard, the Crimson Standard, right? So what's the Crimson Standard? Let me tell you what the Crimson Standard is in a nutshell. A 10-year plan raising over $600 million, bro. A capital initiative focused on the renovation of facilities and the development of the entire Bama infrastructure. 600 million, man. 600 M's, as we call it. Man, bro, listen. If you can raise $600 million, you need to let me come work for you, man. Period. Right? So we got some great donors. You know, he also oversaw two major expansions. You know, the first is the team store in Bryant-Denny Stadium. They have a team store. Either it's coming or either it's there. I don't know if it's there yet. I'm not sure. But they're going to have a team store. It may already be there, right? Well, the players, you have player jerseys. These jerseys will have names on them. You know, the money, 20% of the money will go to the players through Fanatics merchandising, right? Also, he created an NIL center hub called the Advantage Center, right? Straight NIL with a partner of Learfield Studios. Now, Learfield Studios is a big time thing, right? So to have those guys on board with Alabama, you got to give Coach Greg, well, you got to give AD Greg Byrne all the praise, man. This guy is absolutely awesome. I'm so ecstatic that he did not go to Texas A&M because Texas A&M has tried to snatch him out from under our nose, right? He has roots at Texas A&M. The guy could have easily picked up and went there. We all know how they are with money. We all know that oil money speaks loud. Guy said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm at Bama, right? You got to give him all the respect and love for that. Shout out to Greg Byrne, the absolute top AD in the SEC, right? And one of the pillars in the reasoning for Alabama's success outside of football, with football and outside of football, right? The other Greg and Greg. What other Greg am I talking about? See if you guys can tell me what other Greg you think I'm talking about. Now, that Greg was for Bama. This Greg is for the entire SEC. What Greg you think that is? Hey, Jim. Yeah, she went to Inslee, man. That's my partner, man. She went to Inslee over there in Beham. You know what I mean? We got a real close-knit family from Alabama A&M alums, man. Right? And Yeah, she's one of Ensley's finest, man. You know, go way back, man. Shout out to my partner, Watanja Adams, R.I.P. What's the other Greg I'm talking about? Stephen Angle said it. Sankey, right? Now, Greg Sankey, I like to call him Big Daddy Kane. You know what I mean? That's Greg Sankey, aka Big Daddy Kane, bro, of the entire college football world, right? Emperor Palpatine, whatever word you want to use, whatever name you want to call him, that's what he is, man. Now, this guy, the good thing about it is he's agreed to a contract extension to 2028. Thank God, man, because this guy has been at the forefront of everything that you can imagine promoting the SEC. This guy is the most powerful. I would say probably, I would say the most powerful. I think he's the most powerful commissioner in college football. You can't tell me that he's not. The most powerful commissioner in college football. This dude is he hold all the power, he hold all the cards. He's always at the forefront of something before everybody else, right? He's always doing things and people copy him, other conference copy him, right? He continues to lead the SEC effectively through the challenging times of college football in 2024, right? This guy's a leader, man. He's a visionary, right? Through stewardship, he understands things. He's a businessman, a politician, all at the same time, and a coach all at the same time, right? During a great time of challenge, I just call it a great time of challenge in the SEC. This guy has been the pillar of what success is, right? You can't deny it. All our presidents, all our chancellors, all our athletic directors in this conference all agree this guy's Big Daddy Kane. Don't let him go, man. If you do, somebody then clearly bumped their head, straight up, right? Commissioner Sankey is in his 9th year as our commissioner. This guy's been with us since June of 2015. He's effectively introduced so many different changes, man. You know, he's been right there with the SEC through the thick, through the thin, in all sports, right? Because let's be honest, the SEC has less revenue sports than a lot of other conferences, right? Sure, we have swimming, sure, we have diving, but 90,000 people here in the South, they're not about to go watch a damn swim meet. They're just not, right? Some of these conferences in the Big Ten have hockey and all type of crazy sports, and they're revenue sports. Straight up, they are. Like, they'll put 13,000 people in there to watch a damn hockey game in college, right? Wrestling, right? They have many more revenue sports than the SEC does, but we still manage to hold our own. You know why? Because our football pay all the bills, because our football have record sellouts, because our football is the best football played in the land, right? And everybody will pay a pretty penny to come see it. So they know that. Think about COVID-19. If we can talk about that, right? He guided us through those challenging times through a pandemic. He finalized a milestone 10-year agreement with Walt Disney, the most powerful entity in sports, in movies, in anything. Walt Disney got their hands in every damn thing, cooking shows, football, everything, right? 10-year agreement with those guys, right? And we getting fat paid from it, right? That agreement alone grants ABC and ESPN exclusive broadcasting rights to premier SEC football and basketball and other events, right? Through the expansion of TV contracts, through different stations, through a way of putting the SEC on multiple stations at the same time. So in other words, you have a football game on today, you turn the station over here, you got a damn swimming tournament or swim meet or whatever you call it, right? They want the SEC to be the absolute dominant conference in everything, right? This guy managed to pull Texas and Oklahoma from the Big 12, and they'll begin play this year in our conference. On a national stage, he was tabbed to serve as co-chairman of the NCAA's Transformation Committee, right? To change from this 14 playoff into the 12-team playoff that we're going into. So to put it in layman terms, Greg Sankey is Big Daddy Kane, right? What Greg Sankey say is what gonna go. And that's just the bottom line, because Greg Sankey said so. You see what I'm saying? And I think he proved to me that he was a gangster Bankhead bouncing. And if you really think Greg Sankey is not Big Daddy Kane, I challenge everybody in this undefeated right now to go YouTube. Go to YouTube when you're done, not right now, after we're done, when Coach Mook is done, and type in Greg Sankey dances. Man, Cuz got rhythm. I mean, Cuz was doing all type of footwork, man. I was like, is this Greg Sankey? First, I thought it was Shop Aider or somebody was lying or fixing it up like that, right? Nah, that's Greg, bro. That's Greg. Cuz was dropping it like he was hot. I mean, Cuz footwork is off the chain. It's great. It's absolutely outstanding, to be honest. I challenge everybody to type in Greg Sankey dances because I made a comment and said, my commissioner's better than yours. Our commissioner's better than yours, man. You know what I mean? To all the other conferences, no disrespect, but our commissioner is better than yours, period. Hey, everybody loves Ebony. I'm glad you in here. You saw that? Everybody loves Ebony, seen it too. Greg Sankey was snapping, and his wife just bagged back. And I guess that I don't know if that's his wife. Whoever the young lady was that he was sharing the dance with, just sort of bagged back and was like, "Bro, you take the floor. I can't compete." Hey, Wade's world. It was awesome. I gained so much respect for that dude after I saw that. I'm like, bro. So he got style, he got pizzazz, he's smart, and he got the footwork. Yeah. Okay, I see. Our commissioner is better than yours, period. And I'm gonna end it with this with Greg Sankey. Greg Sankey told when he was on the platform talking about the SEC, why Alabama should get in. This is what Greg Sankey said. He said when he was talking to the College Game Day crew or Kirk Herbstreit and all those guys, he said why should Alabama get in? Why should the SEC get in the tournament? He said because one thing is not like the other. He pretty much pimp slapped them with that comment. He said one thing is not like the other. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Greg Sankey. Much love to him. You know what I mean? The guys are having great practices as we see, right? Yeah, man. So I don't know if you guys paid attention to Coach Saban and some of his comments, and I had to really read deep to see these comments because I seen where everybody was talking about it, and I had to go educate myself to it and see exactly what all the hoopla was about. So when I read it, I almost couldn't believe what I was reading, right? I almost couldn't believe what I was reading. Coach Saban went in depth about what the players did, how some people acted after the Rose Bowl. And I almost couldn't believe what I read. I almost couldn't believe it, man. He said it definitely contributed to him calling it quits or whatever you want to call it, or, just saying, you know what, this is it for me. Coach Saban talked about when he got back inside after the Rose Bowl, and obviously so we understand. We ask the players to be passionate, right? But we don't ask players to be disrespectful, man. I read where players were getting into it with each other, having certain things to say, kind of giving each other the cold shoulder, throwing their helmets and things of that nature, and just a lot of different things that Alabama is not known for, man. I think Coach Saban said it best. You win with class, you lose with class. You know what I mean? If one thing about my old football coach, if you go out and we beat you, you know what I'm saying? So be it, right? But if you beat me, I'm not going to go be mad about it and turn a bunch of water over and throw my helmet and be mad at my teammates. You know what I mean? I'm just going to chalk it up as an L. It's an L, bro. You know what I mean? You beat us. I understand the hurt, the pain, right? I read what Coach Saban said. He was really disappointed in the way the players acted. Coach Saban talked about how we had our opportunities in that game, and obviously we didn't do it. And then he said, I think his exact words were, and then showing your ass and being frustrated and throwing helmets and doing that stuff. He said, it's not who we are. That's not who we are as a program. Now, I get it. As young kids, you hurt, you're passionate, okay, cool. but you got to keep it in context, bro. You got to, man. You got it. You got to. We got to. You got to keep it, within the due bounds of let's not turn on each other, man. Let's lean on each other, especially when we take a L. Let's lean on each other. Let's not doubt each other, right? So that was shocking to read to me. That was very shocking, and honestly, it's just to me, and it's just my humble opinion. It's a testament to just these kids today, man. These kids today is just, you can say what you want to say. I'm around these kids a lot. They're just different. They're just different. It's a different day. It's a different time, right? What you deem important is different. What kids 5 years ago, 10 years ago deemed important is just different now, man. So you get those different reactions. You get those different attitudes or whatever words you want to use there, right? Eric D says, Coach Sean, one thing we need to do is take away Ohio State's presence in recruiting the Southeast. That's a whole fact. I mean, that's a whole fact. We definitely don't want those guys getting comfortable coming down here getting kids, right? So yeah, man, you got to put your foot down somewhere, and it was extremely tough to hear that, right? So I guess you got to just try to change the culture. I also read where Coach Saban in this part right here. Now, this part I'm not so upset about. I'm not so upset about this part because I understand this. I get it. Coach Saban was saying that 80 to 90% of the kids, when they were having their exit interviews or kids going from one year to the next, they were talking about, Coach, I needed you to let me know, am I going to play next year or not? Right? I need to know. And I understand that. I understand it because we live in a different era. This is an NIL era, right? Kids want to get on the field. Kids want to get those sponsorships. Kids want to get those different, couple thousand a month. You know what I mean? Kids want to get that, man. And the number one way to get the bigger checks is to get on the field and make a name for yourself. So I understand why kids will want to know. I'm not so much mad at them about that, but I think Coach Saban, it turned him off because Coach Saban is just a football coach, man. He's not an accountant, right? He's not an accountant, right? He's not a babysitter, right? Coach Saban is a football coach. He want to know who's going to be here to play football, right? Coach Saban don't come from the school of promising kids playing time and things of that nature. You come in, you work hard, you get on the field, period. And that's how it's always been with Coach Saban. So I understand. And you add on top of that, the man's 72 years old, right? Who wants to deal with that at 72 years old, right? I mean, Jalen Milroe made a joke about it, right? But when you really look at the joke that Jalen Milroe made, it's sort of true, right? Jalen Milroe made a video and everybody laughed because Jalen Milroe said, we understand Coach Saban retiring. The man is 28 years from being 100 years old. Really think about that. It's a joke and we laugh, ha, ha, ha. But think about it. Coach Saban is 28 years from being a damn 100. It's time for him to go, man. Shout out to the GOAT, right? I understand the GOAT don't have patience nowadays. Who will? And you really can't say nothing bad about Coach Saban because it's younger coaches that are packing it in, right? Go ask Boston College coach, right? He was the defensive coordinator at Ohio State, a great coach, great defensive mind. That's how he got the Boston College job. You know what he said? To hell with this. I'll go to the pros where I can coach football, right? Look at Chip Kelly, right? He left the head coaching spot to go be a damn coordinator. You know why? To hell with this. I'll go over here where they pay NIL, coach 1 year as the coordinator, and I'll go back to the league where I can coach football, right? It's happening all around the college world, man. It's not just Coach Saban, right? A lot of coaches don't want to deal with the BS that's going on behind the scenes, right? And that's just the fact of the matter. A lot of coaches don't want to deal with it, So shout out to the GOAT, man. I don't hold nothing against him. One thing about Nick Saban, the truth is in the details. He gonna give it to you straight, never late. Shout out to Kareem Hood, man. Thank you, Kareem, for that $5 super chat. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for that. Internet slow at work. Coach, roll tide. Hey, man, long as you in here, Kareem, long as you in here, man, you much appreciated, man. Thank you for that, brother. We appreciate it. Yeah, it's different, Jim Parker. You know, it's a different day. We just have to understand that it's a different day and a different time. And we just got to accept it and try to move on, man. Ephraim says, Coach Sean, all these players want is instant success. I think that's a great comment, Ephraim. I think that's a great comment. It is, man. A lot of these kids want instant success. You know, I wish they look at the players from the past, man, and understand Bryce just didn't pop onto the scene like that. Bryce, even though he could have started, Bryce waited his turn behind Mac Jones, right? And watched Mac win a championship, right? Bryce waited his turn, and when Bryce's number was called, he dominated, right? And when he dominated on the field, he dominated in the NIL, which is the way it's supposed to go, right? That's how it's supposed to go, man. You come here, you get on the field, right? Every college is going to take care of you, especially under this new regime of rules. They'll get you a couple of $1,000 a month. Just chill, right? You in college, a couple of $1,000 a month is great, right? I know this for a fact. You know what I mean? Get on the field, make a name for yourself, right? And that's when the cash apps comes calling. That's when the big NIL deals come because they want your face on their product. That's how it's supposed to work, guys. Right there. Malachi Moore. Malachi Moore. Malachi Moore. I want to give a special shout out and a big shout out to Malachi Moore because I think Malachi is the epitome of what Alabama football is. Shout out to that young man. His younger brother's gonna be with him. That's got to be elated. He got to be elated because of that. Frankie McLaney, what's up with you, bro? Roll Tide to you, man. He got to be elated to have his younger brother who he's never got a chance to really play for real with, for real. I think when they were younger or something like that. I'm not sure. I watched the interview Coach Smoot did with him. I'm really proud that they'll get an opportunity to get on the field together to compete with and against each other, you know, to have a good time. You know, the secondary will have a lot of changes this year, right? But one thing that won't change is Malachi Moore, the general. He'll be there. I'm proud of that. You know, his return would give us versatility in the secondary, a player who can play safety, star, you know what I mean? A player who has started a plethora of games and understands, a player that will not be fooled by anything, right? I think it was T-Rob who said you could use Malachi anywhere. Right? You could play Malachi anywhere in the secondary. Anywhere you want to is what he said. He's a valuable player to have on the field as a leader. He's a permanent captain. You understand what I'm saying? He's a guy that's going to do what's best for the football team, man. Right? Even if it really don't benefit him, right? He's going to do what's best for the team. That's just the kind of kid he is. He said I could go on and speak good about Malachi over and over and over. He's just a very, very loyal guy. And that's a word that I don't use very loosely, loyal, because loyalty is very, very rare nowadays, especially in any business where money is the illuminating factor, right? So I definitely want to highlight Malachi Moore and his accomplishments, everything he brings to the table as far as the University of Alabama goes. He comes from a great family, beautiful mother, you know, strong father, you know, good siblings. Shout out to Malachi, man. That kid is Bama through and through. You know what I mean? From right here in the state, right? Gonna have an awesome career. NFL already know about Malachi, right? Kid could have easily left this year if he wanted to. Shout out to my brother Patriot Life in the house. Caitlin Ingalls in the house. First Patriot Life with the $10 super chat. If you want to do the work, put in the work. I couldn't have said it best, Patriot Life. If you want to do the work, put it in, man. It's going to come back to you. Thank you, Patriot Life, for that $10 super chat. The entire staff, thanks you. Much, much appreciated, brother, as always. Shout out to Caitlin Ingle, my partner. You already know, Roll Tide. I appreciate the love for myself lately. Our family here has love on all the socials. You already know, Caitlin. You already know it's family. It's a family. It's undefeated. You know what it is. Thank you for that $20 super chat coming from Caitlin Ingle and the $10 super chat coming from Patriot Life. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. The entire staff appreciate you. Eric D said it best. Trustville, Alabama. Right? Shout out to Malachi, man. I want Malachi to know the young bull is appreciated. He's appreciated, man. He's appreciated greatly, right? We need kids like Malachi to get in these young kids' ear and tell them, you got to understand, Malachi's seen everything. Malachi and Brian came in the same time, and Brian been in the league 2 years. Malachi's still at Alabama. That's a blessing to have somebody like that. Why do you think Michigan was so well last year, right? Michigan had 18 of those guys, 18 COVID years, 5th and 6th year guys, right? Michigan had 18 people at the combine. 18, right? So they had a plethora of Malachi Moores. It's a blessing to have a kid who actually stayed his full time in college and then some, right? So shout out to Malachi, man. I have nothing but the greatest admiration for that kid and his family. I'm gonna be pulling for him no matter where he at, what he doing, right? Kids like him, you know, he's a leader. He's a leader in that locker room. He's a pillar that these young kids, and we're gonna need him. We're going to need him, man. Devontae Smith is a veteran, but Devontae Smith has no playing experience outside of a few spot duties, right? So even Devontae Smith, someone as seasoned as him, can lean on Malachi because we all know in the game is different than practice, right? The young kids, all these young kids, man, we're hearing Red is getting some burn, right? Drake Kirkpatrick is doing well. Xavier Mincy is doing well. Xavier Brown is doing well. Peyton Woodyard is doing well. Jalen Mbakwe is doing well, right? These guys can lean on Malachi. You see on that workout picture, Malachi was the leader, leading the whole team in drills. Shout out to them, man. Malachi Moore, roll tide to you, baby. You coined that phrase. If they ain't wearing crimson, we just do this. We just make the noise. We won't say the word, right? Undefeated. I got to know something, bro. I need to know something. I need you to educate me and tell me, what are you guys saying? Please tell me. Talk to me, please. Undefeated. Shout out to Eric D, man. Eric D. Eric D say Tim Kenny and Devontae Lawson are kids that come from the commitment of Alabama football. Yeah, the guys love Alabama football, man. They love that. They love it, man. You can't even be upset with them for that, right? These kids came here, stayed here. You gotta love on those kind of kids, man. Paul Black third, Keon. Keon is doing well. I mean, if you want to talk to him, I know more about him at his Michigan, the place he come from, than I do right now. I hadn't seen a lot of him right now. I know he's out there. I've seen him on some practice B-roll. But if you're talking about him at Michigan, kid was awesome, right? It was some other guys who played in his same position just as much as he did. But when he was in there, he dominated. He did well. A ball hawk. Kid can come out of his break exceptionally well. Kid can catch exceptionally well. Kid not afraid to hit you, right? He's scheme versatile. Kid plays well. He can play, you know, practically anywhere in the secondary. I wouldn't want to see him at corner too much, but if you're talking about any of the other positions, I think he can do any of the other positions. Kid runs the alley exceptionally well. Kid is not afraid to be one-on-one in coverage. You know, he's not one of those safeties that you can look at like a liability if he gets on somebody in man. Kid can play cover deep. Kid can play cover middle. Kid can come up and smack you if you need to. I think he's an all-around safety. I think he's just as good as any safety we've had. Obviously, Caleb is a little different because Caleb's range, to me, his range is what made Caleb Downs so good to be a young kid. I think Keon has almost just as good as range. But I'll say this, you know, we got to see him on the field first, right? I understand what he did in Michigan. Kid was awesome, right? Can't say nothing bad about him. He's here, teaching the scheme. We'll see. Right? We'll know. Yeah, Stephen Angle, he does. I think so. When you look at this defense and you look at how they play, how they use their safeties, a la slash linebackers, if whatever you want to call them in this defense, right? dress it up how you want. I think he fits well. I think he fits well in any of those spots back there in the back, on the back end. I really do. Eric talks about our running back room. Yeah, I think our running back room is going to be great. I did a video on that, Eric D. I'm in 100% agreement with you. I hope we give the kids a chance to come out and really get in the rhythm of the game. Not pull them so soon. But we have the potential to be absolutely awesome. That's a whole fact. Patriot Life says, here's what I want to know and finish my rant from earlier. Who's the ass hat that tried to tell Kyle not to do the thumbs up? I am usually easygoing, but this one rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, you always, how it is, Patriot Life. I missed that, right? But it's gonna always be some goofies, right? It's gonna always be some goofies, man. You just put belt to their ass and keep on going. That's all you gotta do. So they'll remember you. Next time they'll remember you. They'll dodge you. They'll see you in the chat and won't say nothing, right? They'll dodge you. They'll find somebody else to pick on. You put belt to ass really good, they'll dodge you. They'll talk when you're not there and all that kind of stuff. But when you're in here, they won't even show up, man. You already know what that word is. You already know you already know. Shout out to you, Patriot Life. I feel you, brother. Brian Russell says Saab will play in the NFL. Yeah, they all have that potential. That's a fact. I before I go that far, I want to see him play here. I'm all for giving kudos, but I got to see it. I got to see you play. But you're right, Brian. He do have that potential. That is a whole fact. I can't disagree with you at all. Here they said, Coach Sean, who do you think is going to be the surprise stud in the secondary this year? It's so soon to I like Xavier Brown. I've always liked Xavier Brown, but the practice videos are giving Jalen Mbakwe a lot of love, right? They're giving Jalen Mbakwe a lot of love. They're getting Jaleel Hurley a lot of love. It could be any one of those kids, man. I think Domani Jackson is going to have a great year, me personally. I think the way they're going to use Domani, I don't know if it's going to be boundary, field side. I don't think it matters with him. I think once you get him nice and fundamentally taught, I think Domani Jackson is going to be just the kid that we saw coming out of high school that everybody wanted, right? I really believe that. I think Domani's going to be just fine. Jim Parker says, Coach Sean, what about Caleb Oden, a wide receiver? Yeah, here's the thing about him. I did a breakdown on him, Jim, and I always said that if you go back to my video way back, I done a video on this kid probably 3 months ago, right? And if you listen to my video, I said in his tape, I didn't see him playing inline tight end not one time. I couldn't find one play of his entire senior year where he was playing actual tight end. This kid was always the X, some Z, right? I couldn't find one play, and I mean one play, where he played an inline tight end position. I could not find it. So it does not shock me that he's playing an actual wide receiver spot. All facts. Juvie, 86. Man, thank you, Juvie. Shout out to Juvie with the $10 super chat. Juvie says, what's good, Coach, and the undefeated crew? How y'all tonight? Roll, Tide, roll. Man, we doing good, Juvie. We doing good, my friend. We up here having a good time, talking. Numbers ran up. We doing our thing. Shout out to you, Juvie. Thank you for that $10 super chat, my friend. That's much love from the entire staff. We doing good, man. Blessed and highly favored, right? Blessed and highly favored, right? Yeah, I think he's gonna have a great time, great year, Domani. I really do. You look at the pass rushers. I'm so excited about the future pass rushers. I'm so excited about Ebony's son. You know what I mean? Young Noah. I'm so excited when you get that young man in here and get him. See, I told Ebony, I said, when I look at Noah, yes, he's 200 something pounds, but he has baby weight on him right now. High school weight. You could definitely tell he come from a family. Will is a big guy, right? So he's got that natural good baby weight. When he get here at Bama, that kid neck gonna be this wide, right? When he get here and getting to work with David Ballou, watch what they put on him. Calf muscles, thighs, that good thick pass rusher weight. that Dallas Turner type weight. Wait till you get here. That meat and potatoes, right? See, I know on the West Coast y'all eat shellfish and crustaceans and all that. Nah, Ebony. No. He come here, he gonna get some neck bones. You understand what I'm saying? He gonna get some pot roast. You understand? Some not potatoes. No. He gonna get some taters. Ain't no P on potatoes. It's a T. Taters, man. He gonna have taters and gravy and all that good fat stuff. And that boy gonna be a monster. A monster, Ebony. And we need to unleash him on every quarterback of an opposing team. That's the plan. That's the plan. Shout out to young Noah. Shout out to Ebony. Yeah. Yeah, Eric D. I think the secondary gonna be fine. You know, we'll be young. We'll be young in some spots, and you'll have a growing pain or two, right? But the talent cannot be denied. You know what I'm saying? This secondary that we brought in has the potential a year from now to be the best secondary in the country because Malachi be gone. Devontae Smith may or not be gone. When you have all these young kids that we brought in, Dre's son, right? All these young kids in all those secondary spots in this defense, man, the future is as bright as it possibly can be. I promise you that, right? It's as bright as it possibly can be, man. I'm so excited about him. I'm so happy for him, right? And Betsy. Let me get my girl Betsy up there. Betsy with the $5 super chat. Betsy says, love your take on things. I am blessed to have the undefeated family. Y'all mean a lot right now. Hey, thank you. You all mean a lot right now. Betsy, you mean a lot right now. That's a whole fact. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Family, baby. Undefeated. That's a whole fact. Thank you so much for that, Betsy. The entire staff appreciates you. I can promise you that. Please believe it. Please believe it. We appreciate you just as much. That's an entire fact. Everybody can always come here, talk Bama football, have a good time. We always going to give it to you truth. If you know me, the people know they know. That's the truth is in the details. There's always truth in the details. And I can't give you none but that. In just my humble opinion. Doesn't make me right, but I'm never going to lie to you. I'm going to give it to you straight. Never late. My brother, Dr. 334, man. Shout out to you, my friend. Straight up. You know what I mean? Cinco de God. Graphics guru is in here. What's up with your Cinco? Absolute talented cat right there. Jay Jackson, the homie Jay. Look for you, Jay. What's up with you, bro? How you guys doing, man? You know what I'm saying? The homie Jay in here, the homie Patriot Life in here. It's a good night, man. It's a good night with all the fellas in here, all these beautiful young ladies and all the Bama fans. We all in here together. Man, it's a good night, man. It's a good night for sure. Marvin Waffle House is in the house, man. Yeah, all facts. I'm ready for it too. I'm ready for it too, man. It's I don't get to see my excitement level is through the roof, right? So I try not to get too excited during spring. I try not to get too. I watch the videos, I watch the B-roll, I watch the clips, right? But I try not to watch too much. I try not to get too high, too low, right? Because I can't wait till the full pads get on, the clacking, as I call it. When they get the full pads on, that's when you can get to hear the clacking. It's not a sound out there better than when the helmet's hitting. When helmets hit pads. I love that, man. It's not a better sound in the world than that. Trust me. Jim Parker says, Coach Sean, I live on the West Coast. I don't eat all that. In fact, having a pot roast tonight. Hey, Jim, shout out to you, brother. No crustaceans tonight, Jim, right? We need you some meat, brother. Some meat, right? Pot roast, there's nothing better. Nothing better. Shout out to Jim Parker, man. I love that, Jim. Keep that southern swag about you, brother. Larry Large says, when do we get in full pads? I don't know, Larry. I don't know how Coach DeBoer does his. Usually you go a couple days in shimmels and skulls and helmets and shoulder pads. And then, obviously you don't hop right into fulls, obviously. they'll go a couple days in that, and usually you throw the full gear on when it's time.
Yo, what's good, Brody?
What's up with your Coach Smook? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm blessed, man.
Look, I know how you doing because I'm watching you, and bro, you're killing it tonight, bro. You're freaking killing it. Bro. I'm talking about from the start to finish. You know, I got put in producer role tonight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. I'm talking about from start to finish, bro. Like, you killing it, bro. The transition to the commercial was perfect. Everything was solid, bro.
Hey man, from you that mean a lot to me, bro. If you tell me that I know I'm doing something right, cuz all facts.
Like when you be giving me my flowers and stuff, bro. Like I take that jump mean a lot. See, people think we just do content. We family around here, bro.
We rock, man. Yeah, we rock, bro.
We really rock with each other. So even Jake Merrill, you know, him coming back. Hopefully not next week after. He should be back on with us, man, and talking to him.
Miss Jake.
Yeah, man. He in high spirits though. He ready to come back, so that's a good thing. Hey, chat, y'all like the little black background though? Y'all see what I done did back here?
Yeah,
I'm gonna fix it, but this is tight. My brother, he got me set up real nice up here over at his crib for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Hey, I just came on, bro. Kind of set the stage for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we always interact, you know, get people a little something more to talk about. So yesterday, man, after seeing all that film, man, and we got the B-roll in the back, man. After seeing all that film, man, like, I know one thing we was talking about, you know, just off rip with a lot of the young DBs was, you know, getting these guys, get some weight on these guys. Yeah. Did you see how big Jalen Mbakwe looked, bro?
I saw that calf muscles, and I saying yes. Yeah,
I gotta send you the like the shot I got. I could send you the shot I got when, like, without this type of view, when I was literally on the sideline and one of them drills, and he was doing the high point drill, turning around, finding the ball, catch high pointed, and man, dude is thick, man. Him, Brown, Mincy, Woodyard. I talked to Pop G earlier yesterday, and he confirmed Woodyard is 205. Yeah,
I believe it. I believe it. Peyton is a bigger kid, man. He's a bigger kid. You can definitely tell that.
Yeah, fact. I mean, I seen him. I know when he came in, he was 190. You know, 185, 190. Right. And you know what? And then I'm looking at this clip now. I know you see him, Jamie Mosley over there.
Yeah, I see Jamie.
Yeah, man, that's crazy how slim he is now.
You know what's so crazy, man? I seen when Jalen Mbakwe was doing the hand drill. You know, the near arm, near shoulder. Man, quick hands, man, technique. I can't believe that kid didn't even play. You know, he was playing quarterback. You know what I mean? So to see him hop right back into that means he's a true athlete, like a true athlete, man.
And then also, Sean, one thing I did notice, man, these coaches, like the way they teach what they're trying to get across these players, everything is hands-on. Like everything, there's like watch with Keon Keeley. Watch how Jamie come and get him. Look, I mean, just on him every time. He's not just saying what to do. He's showing them. Look, he on the bag with him. Mm-hmm. He's showing them, man. And watch Keeley go at it. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Look at that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, look, and this is crazy. I'm just not seeing this part. I seen the one from yesterday that I got, but they pushing that young man because I think they know he's battling in his mind right now. You know, whether he gonna be able to handle this transition to this new position or not. They know that he has the potential. Man, Jamie Mosley is 6'4", bro.
Yeah, I know. He towering over that guy, man.
Exactly, man.
Yeah,
and they're gonna put about 15 more pounds on him, you know, and he gonna be able to carry it right. I mean, the kid is strong, bro. Keon Keeley.
I'll tell anybody, Bama fan, if you guys remember it, Jonathan Allen came into Bama. He was about 265. 260, yeah. Jonathan Allen came and he left. It was a first-round pick, man.
Yep.
You know, so
playing at 280 right now, 275, 280.
Yeah.
I mean,
all pro.
And then look at your boys over there, them tackles and them tight ends getting that work in. That's Quavis right there.
Yeah.
I think that was Joshua K. Man, it was good being out there, bro. I know you've been in that type of environment, you know, multiple times, but being at Bama is different with you know, being at the practice field. And see, I like Danny Lewis, man. on film. It don't do looking at the film. Danny Lewis on film does him no justice, man. That dude is athletic, nimble. Like he's a big, nimble body, and I'm really the Algie Crumpler like comparisons is just standing out to me. Even if we go back to Bama tight ends, he's a more athletic version of Johnson. You remember Michael Johnson?
Yeah.
He's a more athletic version of him.
What is my boy doing, man? What is Elijah Pritchard doing?
Yo, he actually looked like he's, trying to be athletic. There you go, right there, 57.
57, yeah.
There you go. And I mean, look at him. He done slimmed down. Look at him. Look at his gut. It ain't there no more. He look lean, bro. He look lean, and I'm excited for him. Him and Rock Montgomery look so lean, bro.
Yeah,
it's like these offensive linemen. Traditionally, we would get scared. We see something like this, right? They slimming down, bro. These dudes look fast and explosive. I'm telling you, bro.
I told the chat this. I said,
"Get Wilkie.
If you look at my video I did on this kid 3-4 months ago, I watched his film thoroughly. Mm-hmm. I said I could not find a play where Caleb Odom played inline tight end at all. All he played was wide receiver. All the routes he ran was wide receiver routes. So I said, wow, to put this kid in college and ask him to block all the time.
So you got to go to his junior season because everybody that was recruiting was like, he's too tall for a receiver. But Kalen DeBoer's system, it calls for one of those guys. Like even just look at the future prospects we're looking at. I forget the kid's name, but he looked like literally 25 class. 26. He's 26. He looks like Caleb Odom. I can't remember his name. Somebody in the undefeated knows who I'm talking about. He's actually, I think they got him listed as a tight end right now too, but he lines up at the X. And then Travis Smith Jr., another big body receiver, same skill sets. You want him in one-on-ones. You're not going to stop him on a jump ball. You're not taking the ball from him. I mean, they have basketball background, track background. They know how to use their body, their body position and all that. So I can't wait, bro.
Anthony Harris. Shout out to Anthony Harris, man. My homeboy named Anthony Harris. Shout out to my boy from Birmingham, Anthony Harris. Poot, my brother. Well, if you out there, Poot, I miss you, boy. Thank you, Anthony Harris. I appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you.
But Chad, I didn't come on I'm not doing no segment tonight. I came on to help Coach Sean close out. And like I said, y'all, tonight was awesome. Both panelists did real good. But Coach Sean, you really you turned the page today. Now we can get you running the stream by yourself. It's over with.
I'm getting better at that. I'm getting better at it, man. I can load my, it's just for some reason when I load my own graphic, it's small. I don't know why that is.
Because you probably don't have like a touchpad zoom. You probably gonna have to get a touchpad zoom and then make it like that. But what would help it will change the dimension. So when you download it and upload it to the and put it on the screen, it's already set for the right dimensions. That's all it is.
That'll work, man.
But yeah, man. Marquita, what's good, fam? Kareem, everybody in the chat. Y'all know I had to come through and say what's up, man. I'm working. While I'm producing back here, we got some shorts that's gonna be uploaded. A lot of clean footage from practice. We're gonna be y'all know how we do. And then also we got a fan funder video. So if you're not a fan funder, you might want to go ahead and jump on that because that's where all the good stuff is coming. I got some hot recruiting stuff in regards to Caleb Cunningham, Naeem Olford, Bryce Perry. I got some hot stuff that's developed in the past 2 hours, y'all. And if y'all want to get the inside scoop on it, y'all might want to go ahead and become a fan funder. What's up, coach? This Coach Roach out there cheesing. He's my second cousin. We played against each other in high school. Very proud of where and what he's become. Appreciate that, bro.
Hey, shout out to Brooks High School and Jay Jackson.
Yeah, man.
My homeboy went to A&M with me from Brooks. What was E's last? Eric Harden. Shout out to Big Eric Harden and his little cousin Shannon. Hopkins Hall crew. I'll say that. Big E, Brooks High School. Shout out to Brooks, Jay Jackson. Hey, look, and don't forget, I'm gonna see how good the chat is real quick before we close out. Can anybody tell me the linebacker that started on the other side? Don't answer for him, Coach Smoot. Can anybody in the undefeated chat tell me the linebacker who started on the other side of Freddie Roach? Let's see if you know. See how
I don't even know.
Oh, you definitely know. He started on the other side of Freddie Roach. I'll give you a hint. He's coaching football now.
Okay, I know. That's how I was thinking. I was thinking.
At the highest Hacker Music.
Dang, Hacker. You smart. Look at her. Yeah, I was pulling it up. Hey,
you got it? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hacker.
Shout out to Hacker, bro. You got it. He was right on top of.
He was there too, Antoine. He was there too, Antoine, at the same time. So was Simpson. He was there too. He was younger.
That's why I was thinking first. I was like, who was the starter though? Because I remember both of them being on the other side of Freddie.
Yeah, them boys was awesome back then.
Yeah, bro. Man. Hey, hold on. Speaking of Freddie, I might be able to have something up for us real quick. Hold on. Let me see. I want y'all to check this out, man. It was cool talking with Freddie Roach. So I got to get my question in, but I also had a slight interaction with Coach Roach. It was it was not heartwarming, but you could see the passion in a lot of these guys. It was crazy, man, because even my short conversation with Coach Shepard, man, that was like so surreal to know that, you know, these coaches really want to have that connection with the Bama fan base, the community, however you want to view it. All right, let me make sure.
Thank you, CH. We appreciate you, CH. Roll Tide, the $10 super chat, CH. We appreciate you more than you know, my brother. Appreciate you. Antoine Currington, you played against some killers, boy. You played against some real dogs, my friend. All back. Thank you, CH, again, man. Roll Tide.
Here it is. Wait, why is it on? Okay, here it is. Check it out, y'all.
Guys, who's starting to stand out early in this process?
They all done well. You know, obviously it's early. It's the second day of practice. But the freshmen done really well. You know, Asaya's done well. Beamer's done well. We had guys here that had experience. So just to watch those guys progress, and they've had an opportunity to work out with Blue and do some things on their own, and they've done good. I'm proud of them, and we're going to continue.
Yeah, man. I don't know why I cut off short, but like they all had this like energy about them, like they were just antsy, couldn't be still. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, Mo Linquist, that energy is him and Jamarcus Shepard, bro. We called it. I think that everybody in the chat, when we did that little poll, or we was doing like the assessment, projecting their character, it was pretty cool. But going tomorrow, man, in the morning. Let me see. Did we get the schedule out? Let me double check. No, we don't have the schedule.
Yeah.
But I think Ty will be popping off again tomorrow in the morning. I'm not sure if I will be following up. Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Yeah.
So it might be Sean and me, right? Because you go on Fridays.
Yeah.
Kyle
wait a minute, let me see what time it is tomorrow. At 10:30, no, 10:20. So from 10:20 to about 11:20, I'll be out of commission. I got a meeting at TOC from 10:30 to 11:30. But after that, I'm free all day other than that.
Yeah, so you probably gonna go at 9.
That's cool.
And then I think I'm gonna try to, well, I know I'll be the Can y'all hear me? Going in and out. I got this new setup, y'all. I'm trying to get used to it, but tomorrow I'll be going at 10, and then more than likely we'll have our break, and then tomorrow's afternoon coverage will be played by ear because I'll be the only one on site trying to get everything done, get everything uploaded. So the plan is to kind of just give y'all one solid live video, post interviews, and give y'all reactions to everything that was said, and then get the footage uploaded. Following that, while it's all downloading or getting uploaded, I'll start knocking the edits out. Real simple stuff. It won't be extra pretty, but it will be efficient to the point. And we'll have that set up for y'all tomorrow. So y'all be looking out for that. And remember, continue to support the channel with your fan funder goals. We got these goals that we're trying to reach. Continue to support, guys. It's not going unnoticed. And I will be going to do the autograph signing. So if you're going to the autograph signing, make sure you touch bases tomorrow. You know, send me an email, tweet me or something. Let me know you're gonna be there. I would love to get some interaction with the undefeated. And of course, we got content that we want to put out there. Any fan interaction is great content. You know,
shout out to A&N. Roll Tide to you. If you need me tomorrow, eating and smoke. After I pick up my daughter, I pick her up about 3:30.
Okay.
Well, about 20. I'm free for the rest of the time. So if you need me in any time, any of them times, I got you.
All right, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, they really Kyle and T, they really counting on us to knock this out the park tomorrow. I mean, we more than capable, man. We got a team. We more than capable of doing it. So I'm excited. I'm confident in our team, and we just want to get y'all the best quality content possible, y'all. That's it. That's all we want to do. So roll tide, Sean. See you tomorrow. Kimberly, that's the only person you see on the screen. Hold up, ain't no thank her. That's the only person you see on the screen, Kimberly. Huh? That's what you doing? That's what we doing? So Sean get on the screen. I don't get no love. Okay, bet. I got you. Nah. Marquita, it ain't funny. It ain't funny. Look, look, all right, Kim. You don't need luck, cat facts. You 100%. Look, man, you guys are doing amazing. Appreciate that, Betsy. Appreciate that for showing both of us love, Betsy. You know, not singling any person out, showing favorites. You know, we really appreciate that. You know, nah, Kimberly, nah, Kim, nah, I don't want to hit now. Nah, I'm just playing, sis. You know, it's all good, y'all. I love this Bama right here. I love this Inside the Undefeated. Hey, I'm about to tweet y'all tonight. I'm gonna do another hashtag Inside the Undefeated. Y'all better go crazy on it. I know I didn't do it yesterday. I got tired, y'all. Son, when I say the adrenaline.
I can imagine, bro. I seen you. I hit the liking. You know, I try to. What I do is I go to my daughter's account, hit the like. I go to my account, hit the like. Yeah. You know, I try to go to all my friends' account. Hey man, hit the like. Tell them run the likes up on the videos.
Yeah, man. It's working, man. Like just that's even those little things like that. They make a difference in getting the exposure for the channel. It's crazy because now we're getting that reach back home. You know, I'm getting my cousin hit me. Man, you work for Alabama? No, I don't work for Alabama, but I do cover them jokers, you know. Man, I thought you worked for Alabama, boy. Y'all be doing better covers than ESPN, boy. I was like, you know, appreciate it, cuz, you know, and he don't really watch a lot of TV, so to know that he have us on, you know, his TV or whatever, his apps, that's pretty cool. But yeah, man, we ain't gonna hold y'all up. Appreciate y'all for hanging out, running the likes up, supporting the team, man. And as always,
hold on, Smoke, for you. Shout out to Cynthia Middleton. Coach Sean had church stuff to do. Hey, man, we understand that. Me and Coach Smooth, trust me, we both understand that. You know what I mean? Roll Tide, Cynthia, you and your family. Carla Bailey, shout out to y'all. You guys are great. Eric D, know he always be up in the house, man. Me and Coach Smooth both thank all of you more than you guys know. Trust me.
Yeah. Look, my boy Antoine said he watches more than ESPN. Because at the end of the day, I realized like I only care about Alabama football at the end of the day. Like I'll check in on Georgia and all the other schools. Just big news, but I'm not like waiting for breaking news when it comes to no other school but Bama. So why waste money on like my wife and stuff? We watch Power. We got those, you know. But other than that, man, I don't watch TV anymore. So. Especially now, man, the grind is different. So I'm excited, y'all. I'm really excited for what this channel is becoming. And y'all continue to support. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead head out, son. You know what I'm saying?
All right, then, my brother. Hey, shout out to the Undefeated. Shout out to Coach Smoot. Love y'all to death, man. Until tomorrow. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, baby.